I wanted to name my son Lance, but my wife said it's too uncommon. I told her in medieval days people were called Lancelot. Thanks, Martin. This is a tribute shave to Jill Snodden at She Shaves with Jill, one of my favorite YouTube channels. Jill passed away a few days ago, or a week ago perhaps. I heard about it, I think 2 days ago. So very sad to see Jill go. She was a cool, tough lady, really good shaver. She had loads of cool gear. She picked up straight razor shaving just in the last year or so, did her own honing, and yeah, a killer lady. She liked my dad jokes. She said that they remind her of her grandfather. I don't know if that was a compliment, but I guess that's something. So that's that. We're shaving with Joe Vostenholm Sheffield razor. I don't know if you can see the stamps. It's a pipe razor, about 6/8, quite hollow. Now it doesn't center perfectly when you close, and I forgot, so I banged it just now. I hope I didn't mess up the edge. Well, if I did, it will need honing again. It's nothing worse than that. But it's a nice, beautiful little thing. Yeah, okay. So try and close it carefully. I have a wedge that is a Shave&Butcher, super old, which doesn't center perfectly, and I do forget, and I bang that into the scale sometimes when I close it. It doesn't seem to hurt it. This is more hollow, so it might be a bit more sensitive. Soap is Mitchell's Woolfat, also from Sheffield. No, from Yorkshire, I mean. This is from Bradford, which is not so far away. Brush is the 28mm Badger brush from Paladin, Winston, with a cool looking discreet patterned handle, very nice. So the skin has been prepped with being cleaned. Well, by being cleaned properly with the detox soap from Grönlycka called Moroccan Detox. Grönlycka, by the way, is available in a web shop in the UK now called Shaving Time. So I think their Instagram is at Shaving Time. I don't know the web shop, but I just picked that up, so I wanted to mention it. If you want Grönlycka in the UK, it's easier now. You can still order it from Karina's web shop in Sweden, of course, but shipping and stuff will be better and cheaper, no doubt, from the UK. So whipping this up, this always turns into something quite foamy in the beginning. I have bloomed the soap a bit. I don't usually do that, but I have with this one. So it's hard to see. It's going to fall out if I tilt it too much. So you need to work up quite a bit of lather, because you don't get the thick, super thick stuff from the get-go that you do with most modern soaps. This is old. This has recipe from 1893, and they claim it's the original recipe, which I don't know about that, but I haven't heard anyone who's proven the opposite. So I guess most people that watch YouTube and used this when they shaved in 1893, they agree. It's the original. Originale. So it's foamy and not the easiest thing to lather. So I try to I try to just paint with it for a bit to calm it down or get some of the bubbles out of it. Sometimes sometimes I don't load enough and you actually have to go back. Well, you want to watch Chris Maiden at Another Cut Above or Frank Strömberg at Wet Shaving and Stuff, Wet Shaving with WH, because those guys know how to whip up a Mitchell's wool fat lather. I haven't shaved since, well, for 2 days, which happens, but usually I shave every day. Or is it 3 days? No, yeah, maybe 2.5. When you can't remember when you last shaved, it's time to shave. Okay, so after working it for a while, it gets more the consistency of a modern soap, so the bubbles are out of there. And that's when I start to churn it a bit. So I had a rather dry brush. I didn't squeeze out all the water, but I squeezed out a lot of the water that's just to save time. Actually having a wet brush and a really soaked soap, I find is even better with Mitchell's. And you need to take the time, you need to be patient. So this is cheating a bit, but I think it'll turn out okay. I've heard people compare, you see the bubbles, the foams, that needs to be beaten out of it, beat it into submission. I hear people compare Mitchell's wool fat to Williams mug soap, which is an unfair comparison, I think. Bit of a joke even, because this is a good soap, one of my favorite soaps, although sometimes I mess up lathering it too. Williams mug soap is evil. Evil. You need Justin McIntyre skills to, well, I know a lot of people can do it. Can do a lather with Williams mug soap, but it's a shit soap. If you're broke and you want a cheap soap, get an Arco. Arco isn't fantastic in my opinion either, but it's a good shaving soap. So let's see how we're doing. I think we're doing pretty well, actually. Pretty well. Maybe we should even add water. What do you think? Yeah, go on a little bit. Now you can kill Mitchell's wool fat lather with water. It can take quite a bit, but you got to be a little bit careful. Oops. Quite lovely, actually. Trying to do the YouTube thing with you. Hi, Beaky. Yeah, you can definitely add more moisture to that. I don't think I will. It's slick anyway. I'm sorry. Not that it tastes bad, but it actually tastes better than a lot of soaps. But I still don't want it in my mouth. Okay, I'm gonna rinse that up. So we'll see how we do with the razor if we messed it up. I sure hope not. Let's see. Oops, maybe yes. Feels like the toe maybe where I banged it. How silly. But if there's a, yeah, we'll see. We'll go on for a while yet. It's okay in there. But I think I banged it about here or there rather. That's perfect in here. Seems to be okay. But okay. There's no point pointing at a razor blade with lather on it where you can't see anything. Yeah, the lather is a little bit dry because I have to use my fingers to get the foamy stuff off. So I was watching Josh from Shooting the Shave, where he has a shaved head again. It's not perfect over here. So I did do something. Silly me. Silly me. See if we can see something. No, hard to see. Let's go on for a while. We'll see. Yeah, he's got a shaven head. He's not a bald or balding guy, but he was cutting his own hair somehow, or trimming it, and it was crooked, and he did a bit more on the other side, and eventually there was bugger all left, so he shaved the head off, shaved the hair off. That's what you get, I guess. But he says, well, you know, one good thing with that is that I'll use more soap. So that's a good way of looking at it. So it cuts well, it's weird. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna see some head shaves again from old Joshi. His coolest look, in my opinion, is shaved head, and I'm gonna add some more agua to this. Can you see me properly? With a Van Dyke, so handlebar, mustache, and this. That's a cool look, Josh. If you're watching, go with that. I can't remember where I was in the shave. I'm trying to figure out if the blade is okay. Very good over there. I think maybe we're okay. It's just my imagination. I was also listening to, as usual, Real Talk on Instagram, which is IMCDB and So Sharp David Gonzalez every other Friday. where they talk through what's been going on in the shaving world in the last 2 weeks. And yeah, David said there is this thing that comes up, and I bring it up quite often too, about cushion. If a soap can provide a cushion which works or can work as a protection for you so you don't cut yourself or get weepers. And David said, sure, you can shave with a lot of different shave soaps, and a lot of them will be slick enough so hair gets cut and everything. But there is a difference between an okay soap and a spectacular soap. I'm not using his words, but I'm paraphrasing. And he said, when you get one of those amazing soaps, like really creamy, super uber lather with good stuff in it, he says he has another feel. Wow, this is slick. It's a good soap, this. I don't know if David has tried it. Probably, because he's been shaving for so long. I'm not very focused today. Yeah, the feeling of putting the blade to your skin and doing the strokes is different in a high-end soap versus a lower-end soap. And he said he's not talking about slickness at all, but there is a different feel when you put the steel to the skin in terms of smoothness, I think he said, and that to him is cushion. I've never felt that, so I envy him a bit, but I agree the feeling on the face is quite different depending on the soap. And if you have a lot of nice butters and oils, then the feeling on your face while you shave and after you shave is superior to a substandard soap. Or substandard is the wrong word, but to a soap that focuses less on post-shave feeling. Arco, for example. But I don't get a difference in how the steel feels towards my skin or on my skin. I wish I did, because that would be cool. And maybe I've exhausted this topic because I have brought it up before, but I'd be interested to hear what you think. So he didn't say there is a cushion as there's a barrier between the blade and the skin, because I argue that's impossible, because then the steel wouldn't cut the whiskers. So I don't know. I'm sorry, David, if you're watching. Maybe I'm misrepresenting what you said. Mosquito in here. So let me know what you think. Yeah. Thank you for all the encouraging and positive comments on the video where I shaved my son Erik. The joke in the beginning was he made that up himself, and he insisted on telling it. I thought maybe it's a bit too rough. But he said, well, either you let me do that in the beginning or we're not doing it. I said, okay. Also, he was moderately impressed with the shave. So he did do pickups after. I was just afraid I would cut him open. Trying to shave with this part of the razor, see? Huh? I think we're doing well. A few bubbles there in the soap. That's my sweat breaking out. It's warm, still warm in Sweden. I don't have air conditioning, so it's just warm. Okay, it's not Texas, Arizona warm, but it's warm for Sweden. We had 30 degrees Celsius yesterday. It's a bit less today, I think. But with houses being built for cold rather than warmth, you know. If you have a really old house, like super old, with brick walls or something like that, that insulates against the heat as well. Sadly, I don't, so. And there's no point of going out because that's even hotter. But I shall have to after this because I have to walk my dog. Yeah, it's going well. It's a nice shape, that's for sure. I read about I think it was over Lake Michigan, or if it was in the state of Michigan, an eagle, kind of eagle, with a white head, who knocked out a drone. He totally destroyed the drone, and he didn't get a scratch. He just, that was funny. There's an expensive government drone as well. He just got pissed off, said, "Get out of here." It's nice that nature sometimes beats technology, hey? Very good. I think I'll do pickups anyway. Leather is dry, but that doesn't affect the shave. The shave is still good. Sign of a good soap. Some soaps are finicky in that you really have to dial in the moisture content in the leather pretty perfectly, because the sort of the band, the spread is very narrow. That's annoying, especially if you put in too much water like I sometimes do, because then it's hard to save the shave. Sure, you can go back to the pack and add more soap and then add more water, but it's annoying and you feel like you've messed up a bit. It's not a competition, but still. Stop talking. Yeah, whatever I thought was wrong with the razor, I was wrong. It was a psychological reaction to me getting scared I'd ruined it. I haven't. I really like this razor. Well made, I get good shaves. It's a looker. I have nothing with so much stamps on it, and it's not etchings, so it's not going to go away. Etchings sort of do if you use the razor a lot. And I do. I have a really nice little Shave&Butcher, a more modern one, where the etchings are starting to fade a little bit. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should not use it anymore. But I love it. It's one of my favorite razors, so I will continue to do that. It just feels better. I have quite a few razors that I don't use because I don't think they perform well enough. And I don't want to sell them because I don't want to sell something that I don't think is really good. So they just sit there. It's annoying. It really is annoying. So there are, quite a few straight razors that aren't really good. Let me rinse, and I'll be back. Brilliant shave. Really was good. Oh, I love this soap. Mitchell's Wool Fat. Maybe my favorite soap. But then again, I have other soaps that I use and then they become the favorite soap, but this is one of them. Amazing. Nothing I need to do at all. Really close, really nice, fantastic razor, which I got from Marian the Barbarian. So I paid for it, but he didn't take the money. He put it towards the raffle thing, the first raffle. But I'm going to put a bit of Hega on anyway. This is Hega Uppsala. Oh, good. That's too much. Wow. Das ist zu viel. C'est du trop. Cool. Very good shape. Very good shape. Okay, one last joke for Jill. What do you call a can opener that doesn't work? A can't opener. Jill, stay sharp up there. We're gonna miss you. Bye, guys.